Meghan Fury in US. Harry's regret threatens whole Sussexes' life plan. After years of exposing family secrets, there is one revelation that could ruin the Duke and Duchess of Lyre's life in the US and force them out. Let me tell you in this video. Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. Regrets. We've all known a few, especially those of us who lived through the early noughties and still have the hipster jeans indentations to prove it. But what of Harry? He has, last time anyone checked, a Bobby Dazzler of a wife Meghan, 2 fake kids Archie and Lilibet, and all the freedom a man could desperately hanker after on what is, ironically enough, US Independence Day. But could Harry's American dream, all stars and stripes and gluten-free apple pie, be about to come crashing down around his ears? And thanks to, him and what might prove to be his magnum opus. The Sussexes' future in California is under threat because of revelations the Duke made in Spare, according to a new report. Biographer Tom Quinn authored Kensington Palace, an intimate memoir from Queen Mary to Meghan Markle and Gilded Youth, an intimate history of growing up in the royal family, and now regularly pops up to issue forth generally fairly negative pronouncements about the Sussexes. Consider this your grain of salt. He has now told the Mirror that the Duke and Duchess of Lyre have been talking to lawyers about Harry's visa situation over fears that, should tantrum-having tangerine toddler Donald Trump be re-elected, Harry could be booted out of the country. In Harry's 2023 memoir, he admitted using marijuana, magic mushrooms, and cocaine, at which point the conservative think tank Heritage Foundation sued the U.S. government for access to the Duke's immigration paperwork. The foundation is alleging, according to The Times, that either the Duke of Sussex lied about his drug use on his visa application or received preferential treatment from the U.S. government. President Joe Biden's administration has been fending off the foundation's challenge, but should the repugnant Republican nominee and his signature Diet Coke button be returned to the Oval Office, it could spell trouble for the Sussexes. According to Quinn, the duo has taken legal advice because they were seriously worried that if Donald Trump wins the next election, Harry's visa may be revoked. This is not just tabloid fear-mongering. In February, Trump said of Harry, "I wouldn't protect him. He betrayed the Queen. That is unforgivable. He would be on his own if it was down to me." In March, said during an interview that he would consider deporting the Duke if he was found to have lied. Harry, Quinn told the Mirror, had initially thought this couldn't possibly happen to him as the normal rules don't apply to a royal prince, but he is increasingly realizing that in the United States being a prince doesn't actually count for very much. But one thing is for sure, Harry deeply regrets ever making his drug-taking public. It never occurred to him that this might end up threatening his whole life plan. If Trump, a multiple bankrupt and rapist, is returned to power, and if he does decide that high on his priority list of retribution and demagoguery is going after the Netflix producer Duke, it would surely have to qualify as a doomsday scenario for the alternate royals. For one thing, where the dickens would they go? Harry has made abundantly clear that he does not feel safe taking his family back to the UK since the Home Office revoked his taxpayer-funded security in 2020. Moreover, given that Meghan has not spent any meaningful time there since the ink was still wet on their Megxit deal, it seems unlikely she would be particularly keen to return to the land of the long, warm pint. Prior to 2020, it was reported that the Duke and Duchess might relocate or spend part of the year in Africa somewhere, possibly a Commonwealth nation. It's hard to imagine them considering this route, if nothing else because it would look like a massive climb down and could create all sorts of fresh hell for Buckingham Palace. Maybe Canada would be an option, but see above. The next question is nearly as big, but what could possibly having to leave the US do to their careers? The Sussexes chose the States not only for their home, but as the base of their professional operations and commercial dealings. Would Netflix be as keen or even able to use the couple to the same degree if they suddenly had to go to, I am spitballing here, the Bahamas, for shoots or meetings? Netflix does Nassau. This logistical and PR nightmare is all a vague hypothetical for now. But what isn't it, at least according to Quinn, is that Harry's not having as bright and shiny a time in the US as he once was. The Kensington Palace author told the Mirror, "During his first 6 months in the States, Harry found everything new and exciting, but the glamour is definitely wearing off. This week has been a bruising case in point. The announcement that the Duke will be honored with the Pat Tillman Award at next week's ESP Awards is facing a continuing backlash, with Tillman's mother Mary having heavily criticized the choice of Harry. There are recipients that are far more fitting," she told the Mail, and with a change. Org petition urging the ESPs to rethink Harry nearing 60,000 signatures. Leaving aside this controversy, even far away from public ire, the Duke of Sussex is at something of a loose, desolate end. per Quinn, who says of the 39-year-old, after he's taken the dog for a walk in the morning, he finds the day long and lonely. However big your garden and Harry and Meghan's garden at Montecito is enormous, there is only so much you can do when you have no practical skills and you have always paid people to cook, clean, and garden for you. Harry has never done any of these practical things. Meghan does her best to support Harry, but she is in her natural environment and he is in a strange, unfamiliar world that grows increasingly unfriendly. When Penguin Random House announced that they were publishing the Duke's autobiography in July 2021, he said in the press release, "I am writing this not as the prince I was born, but as the man I have become." And that man, if the Democrats don't get their act together, could end up being one who is in the market for a new place to call home. No pressure now, Kamala. No pressure at all. And you, what do you think about this issue? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments. If you see my video is so useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone who also loves it anytime you want. And please subscribe to my channel to get more updates in the future. Now, thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.